Hello, hello. As always, first I'm just gonna check that the stream is live.
That's the only. That's the last memory I have of that game. Last memory I have of that game.
Yeah, looking good.
Last memory I have of that game.
Yeah, looking good. And with that out of the way, let's get into this stream's content. So I can check you what I've been up to since last time. Well, we're gonna get to that one, but first we are actually gonna pull out a web page here. Then I'm gonna have to guess you can't see my entire screen because it's so big, but it's fine like that. So here are what I've been doing thus far. So actually one of the things I've been doing is that I've been working a bit on what the style of the game gonna be, because currently it's just something I threw together because it was the simplest things you could do that works. Doesn't look good, but it works. I can show you how it looks now so you know if you haven't seen it already. This is what it looks like. It's very minimalistic, black and white, and I just did it because this is the most basic thing you could do in Bevy. But we want to make something a bit more custom, something that we're gonna make the game stand out, so when you view it on the Steam page you're like, oh, looks good, I want to play that game. So I've been thinking about sort of what we should aim for, and I think something a lot of neon, retro, futuristic is something I'm going for. A lot of neon. We already have some of that. I made a first sketch of what it could potentially look like, though it doesn't look that very retro-ish, though it does look kind of good. So here you have one scheme of playing the game. I've added that you can see here the turn time that you played before, so you can track how long you've been playing for. You can see your points here in the right corner. And I've also changed that. Right now we have this black background and everything's glowing, but I think we want something that's more monochrome or a better color scheme. Right now it's kind of bad. Having a background color, I think it really helps. You should also, another thing that we will get to later in the stream is that I've added now, so the game have multiple faces that you can change between. Not in the game mode, but I have some, I haven't added to the main game yet, but we're gonna explore a bit, because I want to create a bunch of different kinds of faces or game modes, and then when you play the game it's gonna move between these game modes and give a bit more variety to the game. Yeah, so here you can see what am I looking at? Okay, it looks better. I don't really know how to make it better than this. I don't know if I'm gonna go with this or if I'm gonna do something more. I mean, there's some difference to this, right? This is more retro vibe. So nothing here is actually UI, it's just images of random game consoles. But yeah, at least the color scheme, sort of fits. I mean, they have a lot of blues here. I don't have a lot of blues. So maybe I should bring that in. Here you can also see what I imagine the main screen looking like. I'm probably gonna definitely not have this as the title. I'm gonna have to draw something custom on my iPad instead, but that shouldn't be too big of a problem. Exit here because I don't want it to be in focus. I want playing the game being the focus. therefore it's the biggest button, or you can go to settings or credits. Then you have the scores, which I've also enlarged compared to this, so it takes more space, so you can more easily view it. Yeah, this purple vibe, and in the background, as you can see, I wanted to make it a bit more interesting. So here, like here, it's just you know, static, but I imagine that I'm probably just gonna add some enemies to the background, and then add this blur effect on top, and have them like move. So I'm probably spawn them from like one area, so they like slowly travel across the screen, and then just despawn them on this other side, and we will get this like really nice dynamic effect, just using things we already have. But what we really need for this UI to be able to pull it off is this blur effect that you can see quite clearly here. And from my understanding, there's no way of doing that in the VVVVVV UI, so I'm gonna have to make some custom thing to pull off the blurs. So hopefully that's not too difficult, otherwise we might have to scrap this and go with something else. So one of the things I'm thinking about doing tomorrow is just trying to investigate, like, can I pull off a blur? The other thing, I know there's no like immediate support for it, or goddamn rounded corners, but I believe there's a way of doing it, or I've seen a way of doing a fix for it. So for the rounded corners thing, if we go to the VVVVV 0.13 release, here we have it. Let's enlarge this a bit. Here we have it. Okay, VVVVV UI has its fair share of problems and limitations, both mundane and architectural. However, there are things we can do to improve these, improve scene format, offers, blah blah blah. Rounded corners just need a little bit of love from the reviewers, and the powerful beloved object pick from is slated to be upstream for both you. What? There is rounded corners soon? Well, this is very annoying. Big shame that this wasn't completed and merged in 0.13. That's a big shame. I really wanted those. I guess we could just like not go for rounded corners, but it looks so much better. I know there's a way of that we should be able to do it anyway. Let me see here what I mean. I'm talking about like what is it called? Border. Here we have it, border textures. Here we have them, texture slicing and tiling. So we could imagine that we create a texture with rounded corners and then it works. Question is how that's gonna work with textures, image game slice texture scale or max corner scale. Yeah, we'll see if that works. Maybe not. Or maybe we just accept that we have not rounded corners. I'm gonna have to iterate a bit on that. Okay. What more should we talk about? So I'll show you sort of the new style that I think I'm gonna experiment with tomorrow. So we're gonna write the corner here. We're gonna say check, try to create blur effect. But yeah, what's Well, one thing that's new in the game that I've added since last time is that you now can actually see your time play. You can't see it when you're playing, but as you saw in the UI, I'm planning to add it. But you know, it records it, it stores it to disk, and everything, so it's all alright. Otherwise, the main gameplay is sort of the same as before. You can kick things around like this. There are a bunch of more stuff that enters the screen. Yeah, it's a gameplay that we already gotten so familiar to. But I've actually been working on something very special, is that I wanna make the game a bit more interesting than just having one mode. And they were died, so that's fantastic. Yeah. You can hear that there's menu music, that's very nice. I don't think I had it last time. Have this nice setting screens, I think I show you that. Credit screen, yes, it's exit. But what I haven't shown you, and what I want to show you today, is that if we go to cargo, run-r, is that we now have other game modes. So we have something called safe zone, and I think you're gonna discover how this game mode works. And it says you have to be inside the circle or you're gonna die. It starts easy, but it becomes very fast really quickly. So it's sort of just playing with the same mechanics that we have right now. Okay, that was weird. Holy shit, I could have died there. So it will spawn like a random circle on the screen, and then it will, you know, create stuff that will envelop it perfectly. Oh Jesus Christ. You don't know which directions it will arrive at from. It's completely random. So sometimes you're like lucky and, you know, you can see far away from when it happens, but other times you're screwed. Like there, you know, you have plenty of time on you, alright? And there as well. But like if it happens on the other side, Jesus Christ. Yeah, there is like, Jesus Christ, dude. I mean, it's a bit annoying that it does add edge, because it makes stuff really hard. Because it will spawn like that thing like super close and then you just get to it immediately. I guess if this thing was a line instead, it would feel more fair. Because then you can just go, but then you can like pretty much always go like to the middle. But then you at least, yeah, maybe. I don't know. Oh shit. Yeah, you can only access it through here, so we're gonna have to do that. But let's play it again. Let's see what improvements we notice. But it has a bit of another feel, but you know, sort of similar gameplay to the other one. I then have a third mode I've been working on, and my goal is to have like maybe 10 or 12, and you know, it also depends on what's like good and whatnot, and then have you move between those two modes. tricky, a bit tricky. It's annoying that we get to the main screen every time. Yes, so let's try out the other game mode. Yeah, wall face. Oh. No, it's called face wall. Okay. No, that's the wrong letter. There we go. So here we have something similar. You will recognize that I'm obviously reusing some code here, because here we also have like these moving, you know, these walls that travel across the screen with a slit. But here instead, you know, they are covering the entire screen, and it's very annoying. And they can come in any angle, and it causes this effect where you can like, it's a bit screwed. What a crap. I've also been thinking about adding more other types of game modes. I thought about like maybe some maze thing that you have to solve in time, or I would like to use like the push mechanic, because we already have it, so maybe that you have to like push something into something else in some shape or form. Well, I feel like this game mode is a bit slow in before it switches to the new phase. Yeah, a bit slow. Feels like this is the exact same angle like last time. Or is it? Jesus Christ. This is tricky as hell. Really have to concentrate here. Why does that feel like it, like that was the exact same thing that happened last time? Let's just do that. Okay, it's definitely not the same. Oh Jesus Christ. Oh, okay, that's so hard. Okay, let's play that again. Jesus Christ, that's hard. This is not nice at all. It's so much harder if they are those like weird angles. Jesus Christ, this is hard. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. That's a good game mode. That's what I want. I want it to be infuriatingly difficult. So while I've been playing around and try to do some difficulty tweaking, I've noticed that feels wrong. That the game is as most fun when it's bullshit hard. You want to struggle a little bit. Of course, we give you some warm up, but you know, it's supposed to be hard. I really want to take the clear, but I'm scared. So it begins, eh? Jesus Christ, dude. It's so intense. Even on the 3rd level, it's so hard. So hard. That's ridiculous. Ridiculous. So the game modes definitely have different difficulty levels. Yeah, and then there is a combined mode, so let's play that as well. Is it called menu or something? No. Scene. What's it called? Let's do that, it's gonna tell us. It's called multi-game mode. That. Let's go. Let's enlarge the screen a little bit. Like that. Good. So first we start with our basic little game mode that we're used to. It's kind of simple. Jesus Christ. Fuck off, man. And then we go into the second game mode. Mama Jesus Christ. So each of these is always like, yeah, I'm gonna show you how I do difficulty levels because that can be kind of interesting. Okay, let's just try to survive here. Jesus Christ. Okay, let's take that. Oh, that was close. Okay, it selected this game mode again. Fuck me, dude. That it's like too hard. It's too hard. Let's do it again. That game, like, no. I feel like that game mode has a tendency to be maybe a bit harder. Fuck off. Fuck off. Another interesting thing I had to do to make the alternative game modes is that they have squares, right? While these are circles, is that I had to change how the push effect worked. Before it was really stupid because I can utilize that circles are very simple in when I calculate like what force should be applied, how, and like intersections and whatnot. It was just like looping through all of them and then just checking like the radius of the explosion and the radius of the enemies and check look if they like intersect. And you can do that because they are, you know, they're circles. But if you have something like a rectangle, it becomes more difficult because, you know, they have a rotation, they have a different width and height, so you can't really do that anymore. So yeah, I've implemented a more proper like explosion that casts out a bunch of rays, measures the distance, and then computes like, oh, how much should, if this explosion hits it in this location, how much should it rotate, what force should be applied to it, etc. Jesus Christ, here it comes. That is like, that feels so bullshit up there. That's so hard. That's so hard. We obviously have some difficulty tuning to do, because that shit's not okay. Yeah. So maybe look at some code for that, or even better, let's play what the hell is it called? The fact that I can't remember the names is an indicator that the names aren't very good. Let's just do that, and I'm gonna see, like, you can like do this. Ah, confused dude. Ah, Jesus Christ. Have I broken the game now? Huh. Kind of easy. Okay, I think I've broken the game. Okay, that's not right, okay. Obviously, can't accept that. What the hell? Jesus Christ, dude. What the fuck? Okay. Let's see if I can like manipulate this into some bad situation. What if I just do that? I just want to do it like that. Oh, Jesus Christ. You should be able to abuse this somehow. Because I know you will only ever go to like the next phase if all these rectangles despawn. So if we do this, we should be able to like remain in this phase forever. However, it still shouldn't be very nice because they won't spawn any points anymore. Like now, they doesn't spawn any more points because it tries to move on to the next phase, where it's just, you know, so next phase will just be the same like walls coming at you, but a little bit harder. And it won't do it as long as these are still on screen, because then it could, you know, hit them and that could mess things up. So now we're just probably just stuck. Wondering how we're gonna solve that in a nice way. It's nice that you can't get any points. I'm thinking that we should add like shrink. There's a way to despawn enemies where you like shrink them until they despawn. I'm thinking that we should do that. You just have let's add that. Like prevent the player from pausing next game mode. I'll set it here, and we're gonna give it a label, and we're gonna put this is a bug, obviously. Oh, okay, they are died. So that's not very nice that you can do that. So it's interesting how the push effect solved some problems in a different game mode. Because before the circles would just bunch up so much that eventually you just failed automatically, and here the push effect, the player can like screw themselves. So that's not very nice. That's also why like the next wave spawns so fast when you take the despawn. It's just it will I mean, I guess we don't have to shrink the spawn, we could just like despawn everything after a while if it goes too long. like, oh, something wrong happened. Okay, here it goes. Jesus Christ, dude. How fucking long is this shit? Come on. 1, 2, 3, 4. There. Bam. That is unfortunate. So some of the game modes are way harder than the others, so we're obviously gonna have to tune that. Which is gonna require a lot of gameplay of us playing the game and trying to evaluate what's difficult and what isn't. It's interesting to see here, like, but obviously it is for different game modes, so quite interesting. I think I could show you how the different phases work, because that has some interesting code. So let's go here. Yeah. So to make the different phases and combining them, we can first just go and look at one of them, and they're called scenes, where I combine them. So for example, we have the wall phase, right? What is a wall phase? How is it even created? Well, whenever I give like that command line argument, it basically takes me to this plugin and says like, oh, run this scene, the phase wall scene, where it will spawn a bunch of shit and then despawn it afterwards when we exit it. And here we have it. Okay, so it has some sort of game camera. Okay, so the player can see. We have also that we spawn a player. Okay, makes sense that we are spawning a player. And then we have this other thing called the Orchestrator. And the Orchestrator, well, what it does is that it controls, you know, spawning and despawning enemies and spawning points and all of that. You can see here that I've decided I'm going to create 10 phases in this for loop. And one phase, I create a phase here, and it's a special kind of phase called an all phase. And an all phase lets you run multiple other phases in parallel. And why do I do that? Well, it's because I noticed that otherwise I got logic that I had to repeat again and again, like, oh, how many, like creating random points on the screen, or adding that like pickup that despawns everything. I want to like reuse them and say, oh, maybe I want to use it, or maybe I don't want to use it, or maybe I want to use it with some different settings. Here I can just customize it as much as I want, and that's why I'm adding them as different scenes. As well as I can add this other phase that like ends the phase after a certain amount of time. And here you can see that, oh, on the last phase it doesn't end it anymore, it will just run forever. So thanks to having this setup of an all phase that combines multiple other phases, I can very like easily like plug in behavior that is when the behavior, you know, isn't I can like more loosely couple behavior and reuse code, which is very nice. So these spawn points, you can see here that it spawns points faster and faster. Every 19 seconds it will spawn a remove pickup, and the remove pickup will last for 20 seconds. And after the 20 seconds it will also try to end the phase. Okay, but what's the phase then? Let's go to here. You can see that the phase, or what is it that spawns these walls? Well, first we spawn a difficulty level, and a difficulty level is just enum that is 1 to 10 difficulty levels. For each difficulty level I have this function right here that takes this difficulty level and then maps it to different settings. So here you can see like the speed increases, and on 10 it's like fucking ridiculous, and here's the slit size that you have to like fit through, which is only 25, which is like ridiculous. It starts at 150 here. Like this is like probably impossible to do. Like we are struggling here. This is hard. Like this right here, this is hard. This is probably impossible. So we're gonna have to adjust this a bit. Yeah, and then it creates these marching walls. So let's look up, what is a marching wall? A marching wall has a couple of things in it. It has a speed, it has a timer, and it says like whenever this timer completes, it will spawn a new wall segment and send towards the player. You can also decide the thickness of the wall, the size of the slit that the player needs to try to fit through. You can also give it a direction. Yes, and here you have like some basic builder functions, because you know the API and what's stored internally doesn't match fully, so therefore the things inside are like private, and then there's a public API. Okay, so all these phases, we can go to this trait. A phase has 3 things. It has a startup phase where it like sets up stuff if it needs anything. Update phase, this is like when it spawns enemies or point, or you know, it's sort of what you want the phase to do. It's like the main workhorse. And then the cleanup phase, and this is like remove everything and make sure that I can when this completes, then you know that it's safe to run other phases, or yeah, other update functions, because you wouldn't like want to have enemies or things that are lingering, and then you just like send in a bunch of stuff and they like hit something that's in a way. So then you can use the cleanup function to like, you know, make sure that the next phase will go smoothly and nothing will interfere with it. And each of these return, well, it's basically Boolean, but I create an enum, so it's easier for me to remember which is which is either complete or not completed. So the startup will run, you know, it's so that the orchestrator, which is over here, will like run the startup until it's completed, and then it will run the update phase until it's completed, and then it will run the cleanup phase until it's completed. And we can combine multiple phases with the all phase, as we saw before, right? And it's interesting because in the startup phase, it will assume that it's completed, but then if any phase in it says that it's not completed, then it will return not completed. So it will wait for all phases to have completed. The update phase is though different. It will assume that it's not completed, but if any phase completes in the update phase, then it will also complete. So this is what allows, like for example, the timer to work, because it will send a completed event, while the one who spawns like the walls, well, it hasn't completed, but that doesn't matter because one of the phases completed. So this result here is going to become completed, and we'll return it and complete the entire update phase. And a cleanup here again, it will like wait for everything to clean up, which makes sense because you want everything to be cleaned up. You could do probably this in another way, but this turned out quite simple, I thought. So that's nice. And yeah, what is phases and all phase? It's just a bunch of phases, many ones that you just run in parallel. So really simple. And one thing that I'm kind of proud of is that I figure out that this is like a good use case for dynamic trait objects, which is a bit like OOP in like Java or something, in that in Rust you're usually using static dispatch, where at compile time Rust will figure out which function is going to get called. But here I'm doing dynamic dispatch because it makes it much easier to just create new phases. So it was a good instance of where using dynamic dispatch actually improved ergonomics considerably, because like this orchestrator doesn't need to know anything about which phases exist. It only knows like the API, which is perhaps what you used if you're developing like Java or Python or in most languages. But in Rust you have to use this dynamic and this box thing here to get that kind of behavior. Otherwise the orchestrator would have no of all the different phases that exist. You would have like an enum that wraps all of them, and then you can like unpack them at compile time. And there are advantages and disadvantages. This is a bit more like complicated, and it also has a performance penalty because here you're boxing things, and you have to use dynamic dispatch, so it's gonna like dynamically look up in a table which function in your code to call, so it becomes a bit slower, but it's fine for our use case. It's gonna be fine. Another thing I would really like us doing would be checking out and playing some other games, some other arcade games, and try to learn things from them. And I have already installed some on my machine, so this shouldn't be an issue. Just checking the stream was still alive, because we'll be very sad otherwise. I'm noticing that you are not hearing the desktop sound. That's a shame. Or you're not hearing the desktop sound because there is no desktop sound, right? Maybe we shouldn't run that. Maybe I get copyright struck or something. I was this close to running like Spotify. Oh yeah, you do have desktop sound. I was worried there for a minute. So let's open Steam. Jesus Christ. What has happened? Hogwarts Legacy? No, I don't think so. We're gonna play simple arcade game, okay? Simple arcade game. And I'm thinking Super Hexagon. There we have it. Super Hexagon. This is the store page. I think this game is extremely popular. Yeah, it has.
Begin.
Yeah, let's just play the game instead. That's a lot of goddamn reviews. Released in 2012. But Terry, come on. Has it made any more games? Nice Dungeon, Super Hexagon. Oh, we have another game by him. This game as well. Okay, nice. But he must have made bank from Super Hexagon. Like, he must have sold hundreds of thousands of copies. I'm surprised he hasn't made more games. I guess kind of, he must have some other work he does normally. Then it's a side hobby. Side hustle.
Super Hexagon.
Okay, this is a bit of a problem because you can't see shit. Okay. Do you really need to, like, blow up?
Super Hexagon.
Jesus Christ. Escape, quit. Oh my god, the sounds are a bit... Like, you can't see shit. The font is, like, atrocious. And I fucking... Okay, that's better. Jesus Christ, it's loud. Change to window. Thank the gods. Oh, that's good. Here we have it. Yeah, but here we have one thing, like, you can't read anything. It's like too close. It's like too big. And this font is like unreadable. I guess it gives some charm. Oh, no. I did not want to do that. Come on, man. Jesus Christ. And it's like hard to see. I mean, it looks very gamey, I guess.
Begin.
But this is the game. It's like very simple. It's like nice music. And then like this is the entire game. Shit rotate and color change. And then you
Game over.
That, and then you die, and then you get the screen, and then you press space.
Begin.
It's always like, it's not always the same, but they have like similar patterns, and then they come in slightly random order.
Triangle. Game over. Begin.
So let's think about like what can we learn from this. What I like about it is that it has a really quick way of restarting the game. That's really nice. You can just press like spacebar and it restarts.
Triangle.
So we're definitely gonna copy that. No, I have copied that, and if you press like R and the game will restart. Maybe we can make it go to the spacebar. So that's good.
Game over.
Can't pause. I'm actually gonna write these thoughts down somewhere so that I have them for future reference. Let me see here. Use spacebar to you can't see what I'm writing now, but use spacebar to replay game. Not replay, retry. To retry game. 9
Begin. Line.
I imagine that he's just rotating the camera. That's what I would do.
Game over.
Yeah, he's probably just rotating the camera.
Begin. Game over. Begin.
That's kind of a simple way of
Line.
Am I the only one who doesn't like menu sounds in game? Like, especially in this game, like, it's so hard. I don't like it at all. I mean, it gives this retro feel, but man, it hurts the ears. I don't know if it works.
Game over. Begin.
You need to see what you scored on the screen. I don't think I do that in my game.
Line. Triangle. Game over.
See your score. Always show time plus score when player dies. That's an important lesson. I think that works.
Begin. Game over. Begin.
It's also very clear, like, where you fucked up. So, like, since you die in one hit, you want to feel like it's fair. So it has to, like, show you very clearly why you died, so you don't, like, oh no, I didn't die. Like, oh, things wrong.
Game over.
I also have some effect that does that. Well, you can see that you died.
Begin.
But it can be a bit hard to know why. Sometimes, maybe. I don't know if I agree. I think I have gonna have to study after we play the game.
Line. Triangle. Square. Pentagon. Hexagon. Excellent. Game over.
Nice to see that. New record, 62 seconds. That's nice. But that's also nice, like, the game isn't so long that you die in. It's very hard. You die maybe in a minute or two, and that's something that we also should aim for. Like, what should the average game, like an average gameplay session, look like? Like, especially like between phases in my game, like the calm period is a bit too
Begin.
Okay, if I can make something in this quality, I'm kind of happy.
Line. Triangle. Pentagon. Hexagon. Excellent. Game over.
Interesting. Always with these kind of games, like after you play it for a while and then come back, you're always like a bit better, because I'm way better now than I was the first time I played this game. That's kind of insane. Okay, but I think we have figured out that then he has like different let's see here. Name. He has different game modes.
Begin.
So you can like start at the hardest.
Game over. Begin. Game over. Begin.
It's way harder.
Excellent. Game over.
Jesus Christ, it's
Begin.
fast as hell.
Excellent. Line.
But isn't this just the same thing but faster?
Game over.
Yeah, it's the same
Begin.
thing but faster. What the hell?
Game over.
I thought they were
Begin.
different, like modes or something, but I don't think so. I think they have slightly different color schemes, so then they just sped everything up.
Game over. Begin.
Let's see if we can understand anything that's different.
Game over. Begin.
That much confidence.
Game over. Begin. Game over.
Well, that was a little bit new. So some of it is new.
Begin.
Definitely, but we're using some lines.
Game over. Begin.
There's some different patterns, I think.
Game over. Begin.
Yeah. Okay, some patterns are too similar,
Game over. Begin.
but it's not like super different.
Game over. Begin. Game over. Begin. Game over. Begin.
In the last 2 seconds, am I right?
Game
4
over.
seconds.
Begin. Game over. Begin. Game over. Begin. Game over. Begin. Game
Yeah,
over.
I can choose
Begin.
one direction to go. Screw it immediately.
Game over. Begin. 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 Game over.
Anyway, okay, so now we played that game. The hell is VVVVV? Okay, let's install it. Nice that it works on. It seems to be updating it for the latest operating system. Some games they have like don't work. I think 64-bit, and that's annoying as hell. I wonder what it is using. hate. Personally, I hate like dialogue if it is like amazing. Like, I don't care. Jesus Christ, there's a lot of content in this game. I didn't expect so much. I expected like an hour's experience. Expect something more like positive things. Okay, here we are. Press any action to continue. Okay. Quit. Let's continue. Yep, that was some games. We learned some stuff. I showed you my progress. Next time we'll see how it's going with the blur effect. See you guys. Apparently we just got a follower. Amazing. Ovengard. Can you see anything here? Well, thanks for the follow, man. In my mind, everyone is like a bot until proven otherwise. For right now, I don't trust. I had bots join my chat before, and now I don't trust anyone. But yeah, so I'm gonna end this tomorrow, and I'm probably gonna stream again on Friday, I think, or Saturday. I don't know. I don't have a consistent schedule. My goal right now is just 3 times a week. And from next week, I'm gonna try to figure out a bit more consistent schedule. We'll see how that goes. See ya.